What's up, everybody? This is Robert from Not Forgotten, and this is going to be a bedroom producer rig rundown. So first things first, if you're going to record music, you are going to need a computer. I personally am a Mac person. I've got the 2021 iMac with the M1 chip. This is by far the most expensive part of my setup. Now, a Mac or Apple products in general aren't necessary. You can get a great PC or build a PC at a much cheaper price that will work just as well. There's a whole community of people who like to talk about how Mac and Apple are trash compared to their PC. In fact, they're probably leaving a comment right now. The next thing you're gonna need is a DAW or DAW, or however you wanna say it. It's pretty much just the program where you're going to be recording and making all of the music. I use Logic Pro. This is the DAW that is exclusive for Apple products. It's pretty much the reason why I use a Mac, because I started using this years and years ago, and I just didn't want to get a PC and relearn everything. But there's a bunch of different options out there. You've got Ableton, Pro Tools, Cubase, Bitwig, a whole bunch of different stuff. Or you can use Reaper if you're cheap as fuck. If you're gonna be recording vocals, you'll need a microphone. This is the Shure SM7B. If any of you watch podcasts, I'm sure you recognize this thing, no pun intended. It is pretty much everywhere. It's the #1 microphone that I would recommend. If you're wanting to get the best sound quality for the cheapest price, go with this one. It sounds great, it's not super expensive, and it'll pretty much do anything you need it to do. This is the interface that I use. If you're gonna be recording vocals or instruments or anything, you'll need to run it through something, so get an interface. I use a Focusrite. This is kind of like the Shure SM7B in the sense that it is the best bang for your buck. It sounds great, and it's not super expensive. So definitely gets my recommendation. Now, when you're mixing your music, you're gonna need to listen to it through something. Typically people use studio monitors, but as you can see, I don't own studio monitors yet. These are just regular speakers, which you do not wanna use if you're mixing music. Long story short, studio monitors, they have a pretty flat frequency response, whereas speakers like these, they have their own unique sound. And that's not good for mixing music, because you want to make sure what you're recording and mixing is going to sound good on every speaker, not just the speakers that you own. Since I don't have studio monitors yet, I have been mixing on headphones. These are the DT990 Pros. To be perfectly honest, I really don't know too much about them. I was just on Amazon looking for good mixing headphones, and these were well reviewed and priced really well. But I gotta say, I love them. They sound great. They're extremely comfortable. I mean, look at this. Is this suede? I don't know what this is, but it's extremely comfortable. It feels so fuzzy and awesome on the side of my head, which is great, because if you're gonna spend hours mixing and mastering a song, you wanna make sure you're gonna be comfortable. So definitely check these out if you're looking for some good, not too expensive headphones. If you're gonna be recording vocals, you will need to do something in order to isolate the sound a bit. As you can see, nothing too fancy here. I record in my little closet, and I've got like some little sound treatment pads and a blanket, which, who knows, might actually make this all sound worse, but it's worked for me. And this right here, it's kind of dark, but this is an isolation chamber. Be sure to get an isolation chamber of some kind when recording. I went on Amazon and just typed in isolation chamber, and there's a whole bunch of different options. It really helps improve the sound quality of your recordings. This is where the microphone would normally go, by the way. But it's great. There's a whole bunch of different ones. They range in price, but as long as it has some sort of foam on it, you should be good. Make sure it comes with a pop filter of some kind. That will help reduce those pesky little sounds that come up whenever you're trying to record vocals. This is an Akai MPK mini keyboard, and I pretty much never use this thing, to be perfectly honest. But hey, let's say a girl comes over, she checks out your setup and sees this. She might think that you play piano, and that's pretty cool. This is my cat Wanda. This is my cat Beans. This is my cat Ruby. And this is my cat Harold. You want to come out, Harold? Say hello? Okay. And that's pretty much it. Be sure to let us know if these are the type of videos you guys would like to see. I'd like to do more in-depth breakdowns of the stuff that we use, and maybe even track breakdowns whenever we release a new song, kind of get in-depth as to what plugins we're using in our whole recording process. So be sure to let us know wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Reels or TikTok or, well, I guess probably not TikTok anymore. But wherever you're watching it, leave a like, leave a comment, and give us some feedback.